Hello and thank you for stopping by. I have finally finished editing my stop motion video for my renovation of the house located near the sea in the Morensong area in Tomarang, the world that came with the for rent pack. I did a zoom in to the renovated house from the sea because I think the sea in this world is so beautiful, like the sea in Solani and a few of the other worlds. I have taken some screenshots of the exterior at night as well as in the afternoon light, just so that you can see what it looks like at different times of your Sims day. I wanted to light this house up as I was inspired by the night market that sits just behind this house and to fit in with the area, as I feel this area in Tomarang really lights up at night. I think this exterior kind of matches those party sims that hold a lot of social events, so I just feel like it fits that kind of vibe. But also this house could be a cozy fit for any sim really, so I chose to keep the pastel bluey green teal kind of colour. Sorry, not sure the name of the colour as I renovated this house a while back now, so I have forgotten the names of the items and decor and packs I have used. I don't think I have used that many. Anyway, the inspiration for both the inside and outside of this build is the nature, sea and the hot sun that Tomarang has to offer. Moving on to the landscaping, I just tidied up more of the red brick path that was already there. I added soil for your Sims plants to sit in comfortably, and I kept the grass that was originally there, which is fenced in with a high fence that matches the colour of the house and it gives your Sims some privacy. There is a shadow that has popped up. I have no idea where that came from and I couldn't get rid of it. But ignoring that, I built 3 floors for this house, so it sits pretty tall in Tomarang and looks a tiny bit out of place from the map view. For the first floor, I kept the living room, kitchen and veranda similar to the original build, but gave each room a bit more privacy, which you will see later on as we go through designing the interior of the house. The kitchen still sits at the back and the living room at the front. Floor 2, this floor's layout is what I have changed the most in this renovation. I made a landing and added an ensuite to the bedroom, which made the bedroom a little larger than before. Also in the bedroom, I made kind of a closed off but open area, if that makes sense, just so that, for example, if your sim wanted a study area that was separate to their sleeping area, then they had that choice. Floor 3 is basically the original house's floor 2, but moved up a level. And I completely made this floor all open, so as soon as your sim has finished climbing all the stairs, they don't have to make any more effort and they just automatically enter their main bedroom. I kept the original roof, the only difference is I just moved it up to sit on top of floor 3. I also kept the original balcony. I just basically copied floor 2's front and back balcony and pasted them onto floor 3, just so that both floors have their own balconies. I thought the original balcony, archways, fencing and other exterior stuff matched the exterior paint pretty well as it was, and I didn't want to change that. So basically the exterior of the house is pretty much the same as the original because I liked the bright colour of the exterior paint that fitted in with the sea in front of the house and the colourful area that the house sits in. For the stairs, I kept the same yellow paint on the steps and the reddy brown, would you say, colour for the handrails, but I did change the handrail design just basically because I didn't like the old ones. And anyway, the new ones I placed matched the fencing used on the balcony. The stairs actually were a big inspiration for this renovation. As you may notice, yellow, red and brown does pop up quite a bit in the interior. When renovating this house, I made enough space for a big dog bed because I know the big dog bed is hard to fit in many Sims homes, so the Sims poor big dogs find it difficult to find a comfortable place to sleep. Talking about your Sims dogs, I would love it if your Sims were able to walk more than one dog at the same time without causing any glitches to the game, because currently my Sims have 3 dogs and it takes them nearly their full day to walk all 3 dogs. So yeah, that would be easier on my Sims. If that could be part of a future game update, hopefully. For the balcony, I kept the same tiles on the balcony as the original. I absolutely love the tiles that came with the for rent pack and I will be using them in many of my Sims future homes. I kept the same tiles because I really like the yellow and the green. It just tied in really well with the exterior and interior colours, just keeping it bright, and the tiles just look easy to clean for those neat Sims. I also loved the archways in the original build, so I didn't want to change their style or anything. I was just happy to keep them as they were. I definitely wanted to change the exterior doors and windows. The colour of the doors at the front of the house are different, but I kept the same door designs and I'm pretty sure I changed the design of all the windows. On the veranda where the entrance door sits, I chose the kind of deep pink colour, as I just wanted to bring in more colour to the front of the house and change up the veranda a bit. Also on the veranda, I matched the colour of the windows to the entrance door and changed the design of the windows because I felt it needed longer windows there just to make use of that tall wall height this build has. For the doors and windows on floor 2 and 3 that lead out to the front balcony, I chose green as I liked the colour and how it blended with the exterior wall, and again bringing that pop of colour to the front of the house. I changed the windows design to the open shutter windows on floor 2 and 3 also. It just helps bring that warm air and sea breeze through the front of the house. And I kept the same door design as I thought it matched the shutter windows well. At both sides of the house, I used the white long windows. I chose white to match the balcony fence and the other parts of the exterior to tie in all the colours. And I chose the long windows again just to fit in with that tall wall height. I kept the original window shades over the long white windows because they seem to be fitting the exterior well also. Actually, I kept quite a bit of that original character on the exterior just because I thought it was a good match and your Sims can still have memories of the old house tied in with the new. For the doors and windows that lead onto the back balcony on floors 2 and 3, I changed the colour to pink to match the front of the house and changed the style. I felt that having the open shutter windows at the back as well as the front allowed that heat to just flow through. And if it gets too hot, I have installed a fan on the inside of floor 3, but I can't remember if I placed one on floor 2. I don't think I have, but if not, when your Sims move in, they could buy one because Tomarang does look like it gets hot. For the garden has changed a lot. I really wanted to liven up this garden as it was basically a blank canvas before, which is great for those Simmers who love to build. But yeah, basically in the original garden, there was just one tree, a few bushes and a bin with the red brick path that was scattered around the house. So the first thought when I saw this garden was, I want to clean up this garden. So I started off by placing the small white fence to make a border between the path and plants, and then after this I popped in some of those hedge bushes with the white flowers. That was from the Island Living expansion pack, just to attach greenery to the side of the house, but greenery that also matched with the exterior colours. To brighten up the colours in the garden even more, I have popped in quite a few lanterns around the garden, and also I like how they make the garden seem more comfortable for your Sims. I really liked the big teal lanterns, so I popped them in at the side of the house just because I thought they were a good match with the colour of the exterior of the house and the garden, so I couldn't not put those in. Hopefully your Sims' electricity bill won't be too high. Before I said I wasn't sure of the packs I used, but I know I definitely wanted to use both the For Rent and Island Living expansion pack because their worlds, Solani and Tomarang, both have a stunning sea view and good weather. So I thought these two packs will definitely have good decor to suit this renovation in Tomarang. So you will see quite a few things from those two packs pop up. Honestly, those two packs were my focus when renovating this build. There are some great colourful tropical plants that came with the Island Living pack, which I thought was great for this garden, just to, give it that tropical vibe. And for your Sims to enjoy their garden even more so, I have given them colourful plant pots at the back of the garden and popped in a barbecue at the front under the lanterns. The lanterns are just so that your Sims can see what they are doing if they plan on having a barbecue at night when the summer sun has set and your Sims are starting to cool off. Honestly, the garden is a bit of a tight squeeze, so I made use of the space in front of the high fence at the front of the house and put some activities out there for your Sims to enjoy. I also added a seating area out there so they can just sit out and look at the world go by with their freshly cooked food from the barbecue. I also had one of my Sims gift you with a mailbox cozy they handmade themselves, but honestly I'm not sure the mailbox works with the mailbox cozy on. I think that's because there are a few errors at the moment with the nifty knitting pack. So when my Sims knit things, they just disappear and are rewarded with 10 simoleons. So I guess your Sims get something, they just don't get what they originally wanted. So I'm sorry if the knitted mailbox does not work for your Sims. If not, they can buy a new mailbox that suits their style or even knit their own mailbox cozy. Going back to the veranda, I just want to mention I kept the wall colour the same and just changed the style of the floor tiles just to tie the green walls in with the pink colour used on the windows and the front door. Inspired by the pink and green colour, I matched the decor and seating on the veranda, again just to tie it all in, and I added some curtains in there just to give some extra comfort for your Sims. The living room still has the original wall colour just because I liked how the pink ties in, I like that word, ties in, with the front door and windows and is a subtle colour. But I changed the floor to a lighter wood to just brighten up the living room because with it being kind of closed off now from the kitchen, I didn't want to make it too dark. To connect the kitchen and living room space, I used the archway from Growing Together just because I really like the design of it. I think it's because of the windows that it has as part of the design. I mean, I could have used the archway from Island Living, but I kept leaning towards the Growing Together archway. It just seemed to look better in that space. For near the entrance, I added the shoe rack where your Sims now have the option to remove their shoes, just because I often prefer my Sims to wear slippers in the house, as I often have the neat trait for my Sims, and also it gives your Sims that option too if they wanted it. For the living room, I used a lot of Island Living decor, which you may notice or have noticed, and I used quite a bit of pinks and brown and white for the colours in this room. For the kitchen, I pretty much changed everything apart from the floor tiles, and I really wanted to bring colour into this room. Also, this is where you may notice the inspiration from the stairs came in, because you will see yellow, red and a bit of brown popping up in different parts of this kitchen, from the walls, tiles, decor to the paintings on the wall. I also brought that teal colour from the outside into the kitchen, which you will see or you will have noticed that I used for the kitchen appliances. And of course, I gave your Sims the rice cooker and the kettle that came with the 4-rent pack. I often give my Sims the rice cooker and kettle in their home, even when they don't choose to live in Tomarang. And often if my Sims have the chance to own a pet, they will own one. So of course, not forgetting the pets in this renovation, I placed in the automatic feeding bowl, making life easier for those full-time worker Sims. On the second floor, to connect the landing to the bedroom, I used the doors from Island Living, so when it gets hot, that heat and cool breeze at night can flow through the house. Well, that is the feeling I was going for anyway. And also to keep the electricity bill down a little, I added the candle on the stairs just for a little light source. The bathroom was heavily inspired again by Island Living, as I liked the island kind of theme for this house, purely just because of the house's location. I created a kid's bedroom on this floor as I wanted my Sims to have a family in this house. That was basically the main reason for this renovation. I mean, they could have still had a family in the original house, but it would have been a tight squeeze. So my Sims used their money to renovate and build another floor just to give their family some more space. Your Sims could also renovate this second floor again themselves and make use of this floor space another way if they wanted. I added the chair near the changing station just so that if your Sim's infant needs a nap with their parent Sim, they can do that easily without going up and down the stairs many times. The toddler bed that is currently in this room is the bed that can be changed from an infant's crib to a toddler bed, just to save your Sims some simoleons. For the colour theme in this bedroom, I was inspired by nature, and so I just used mostly green and brown. I kept the room quite spacious, so as your Sim grows, so can the room. The room was quite small to fit in a lot of toys, so thankfully we have the 2 balconies where your little Sims can enjoy doing activities to build up their skills outside in the good weather. I added little candles to the balcony, not sure if that is safe for the little Sims. Hopefully the Sim parents can keep an eye out for that, just to give light to the outdoor space, and it's always nice to make your Sims home a little more comfortable. On the final and third floor, the main bedroom, we have kept the original colours of the walls and floor, making the colour theme for this room pink and brown, and not forgetting to take that inspiration from the sun and the stairs by adding hints of yellow around the room also. I was thinking your adult Sims or the main Sim of the household would be the ones to use this room the most, so I added in items what I thought might be useful to your Sims, like a bookcase, a computer and a sofa where they can sit and knit that mailbox cozy or read their books. For this main bedroom's front and back balcony, I had the same idea as floor 2's balconies, in the sense that your Sims could enjoy their activities outside, giving them more space in their bedroom. On the back balcony, you will have noticed I put a meditation stool from the spa day pack, because I thought the outside would be a great place for your Sims to refresh their mood. But then I realized the front balcony would have been good because that has the better view. But once your Sims move in, they can always move the stool to the front balcony if they wanted. For the front balcony, I gave your Sims 2 more plant pots in case they wanted to grow some flowers on their balcony, and I gave them an easel in case they wanted to paint that stunning sea view. Or your Sims could just sit, relax and enjoy their meal, looking out at the sea and the mountains ahead. If you want to download this renovation into your game, it is now up on the gallery as Tomarang Renovation under Just a Fan of the Sim, similar to the name of this channel but without the S on the end. I will leave you now to enjoy watching the house tour. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.